Hi guys, the Kitchen Fairy here with another recipe video, and for today's recipe I have Bejgli, which is sweet rolls from Hungary, and the filling that I'm sharing today is poppy seeds and also walnut. Bejgli can be found similar to Bejgli, can be found in many European countries with obviously with different names, but basically they are poppy seeds roll or walnut rolls. I'll see you soon again. Bye! For the filling, this is one whole bag of poppy seed, and then you grind them in coffee grinder to make them into fine paste. And then this is 1 cup of sugar and 1 cup of almond flour. We're gonna add about 3/4 cup of milk and about 1 to 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. Now we're gonna bring this to boil. Best is if you have orange, so you can squeeze it a little and then also grate the peel. It's to make the filling more fragrant and tasty, but otherwise lemon juice is just fine. It works just fine. So you want this until they are completely combined, and then that the sugar somewhat melted and soaked into the poppy seed and almond flour. You can use all filling poppy seeds without the almond flour, but I'd like to use up my supply, so I added almond flour. Once sugar is dissolved and mixture is bubbly, take it off from heat and let it cool completely. Dry ingredients: this is 4 cups of strong baker's flour and half cup of sugar and half cup of skim milk powder and a pinch of salt. The milk powder is optional. The Hungarians don't really use them in their Bejgli. Just like the filling, they don't really mix it with almond flour, but I like using up what I have at home. So just mix the dry ingredients and milk and make a well in the center before we pour in our yeast. This is 100 milliliter of milk that I added about 1 to 2 tablespoons of water. Heat it in microwave for 25 seconds and then sprinkle with 1 tablespoon of sugar and 1 tablespoon of active dry yeast. And I'll let the mixture stand until yeast softening. Now the yeast softened. We put it to our dry ingredients. Start mixing it. And followed with 1 cup to 1/4 cup of unsalted butter. This is obviously room temperature. Just keep kneading it or mixing it. And mix in 1 whole egg and 1 yolk and knead until completely combined. The mixture become a dough. We're gonna roll it flat, just like you would make a cinnamon roll. You roll it flat and then you spread the filling and then you roll it into a jelly roll. So now I'm done rolling it. Just gonna spread the filling. And then it's good to roll and bake. Done. You're just gonna roll it a little at a time. Again, like you would make a cinnamon roll. So just keep rolling it. And now our Bejgli is done. You can poke some here. And then we're gonna brush it with either yolk or milk. But I have the leftover egg white, so I'm gonna mix it a little with milk and then I'm gonna brush it. My favorite when it comes to Bejgli is the walnut filling, but my husband really loves the poppy seed, so we often make the poppy seed instead walnut. But also poppy seed is much more affordable compared to walnut here in Canada. The Bejgli at preheated 350 Fahrenheit for at least 30 to 40 minutes. For the walnut filling, you have to grind the walnut ourselves too. So you can use as much as you want. So for the walnut filling, this is 1 cup of sugar, 3 cups of ground walnut, 1 tablespoon of vanilla, Mexican vanilla or vanilla essence, and 1 cup of milk. So again, just like the poppy seed, we're gonna boil it until sugar dissolve and everything mixed nicely. For the dry ingredients, what I have is 4 cups of strong baker's flours and half cup to 3/4 cups of sugar with half cup of skim milk powder and a generous pinch of salt. And for the yeast mixture, this is 125 milliliter lukewarm water with 1 tablespoon of sugar and 1 tablespoon active dry yeast. We are gonna let the mixture stand for 5 to 10 minutes until yeast soften, and then we're gonna put it into our dry ingredients. The yeast is done, the dry ingredients mixed properly, we just pour the yeast into the dry ingredients, add in 1 whole egg and 1 yolk, and then we're gonna mix it. And then we're gonna add in our unsalted butter. It's about 1 cup, and we're just gonna knead it until all the ingredients become a nice dough. The dough is ready, we're gonna halve it. So we're gonna make 2 rolls. We're gonna roll each dough flat, and then we're gonna spread the filling, and we're gonna roll it just like jelly roll, just like when you make cinnamon rolls. So now the dough is rolled, we're gonna spread the filling. Once you spread the filling, flip this side and also from this side as well, just like what I'm doing at the moment, so that the filling won't come out while baking. Like this, we're gonna roll it just like cinnamon rolls. So we're gonna let it stand for 20 minutes at least before we bake it. Just gonna poke it and brush the top with either yolk or whole egg or egg white from the 1 egg that we use. Again, we have to let it rest for at least 20 minutes before we bake it. After resting for 15 to 20 minutes, we're gonna bake it for 25 to 30 minutes in preheated 350 Fahrenheit. Now just slice. And serve. This is the walnut one. Oh yeah. And we're gonna slice the poppy seed one.